This is a live Q&A. Okay, so it's a live Q&A. So I'm here to answer music questions, right? So that's what I love to do for those of you that are NEQ Music members, those that are watching it on the replay. Obviously, this is live right now, but if you're watching on the replay, you know that I always love your questions when you guys come back and say, Robert, okay, I had a question about this. Robert, Theory's saying this. Robert, I heard this about, a song or whatever. Can you explain that? And I love to be able to explain it, to be able to look at it a certain way that makes things a lot easier. I think I'm able to look at music a lot easier than some people are looking at it, right? Now, music can be very complex, don't get me wrong. However, if you change the way you're looking at it, it should be a lot easier, okay? So I'm here once again to answer music-related questions if you have any, all right, or so, okay? Let me see. Okay, Ross, you have a question. Okay, so guys, when you see me going down below, it's because on my screen, the writing's like so small. So I have to try and jump down and find it. So, okay, so Ross, okay, I'm doing well. Question, I saw on your system you chose to follow the circle of fourths for the war trading and basically anything that involves playing in all keys. Okay, why is that? That is an excellent question. Okay, so those, it's such a good question. I'm going to say it, I'm going to read it again, Ross. Ross says, I'm doing well. Okay, question, I saw on your system, you choose to follow the circle of fourths for the, for the war training and basically anything that involves playing in all keys. Why is that? That is an excellent question, okay? So, for example, so why he's asking, so in terms of the chords, let me see how far I can go. I can go over here. Okay, let's see how that's, you see that? Okay, let me bring that down. Or actually, let's bring this up a little bit. Okay, so we have the C. So what I say C, then naturally we jump to the F. Oh my gosh. So guys, you'll see that I understand music, but my penmanship needs some work. Okay. Okay, hopefully you can see that. So you have C, F, B flat, E flat. Then, I'm going to go to A flat. I'm going to go to C sharp. Let's say I'm going to jump to F sharp. I'm going to jump to B. I'm going to jump to E. I'm going to jump to A. I'm going to jump to D. And jump to G. Now, Ross is asking, Robert, why do you do that in terms of your playing? Well, there's two reasons why I do it. Okay, well, let me just say, let's list the reasons, just in case there's more reasons. Okay, well, number one is if I practice, let's say I was practicing my chords, okay, and I wanted to practice my chords. Hopefully you guys can hear that. I'm sure you can. If you can't, you'll tell me, right? Let's say if I was practicing my chords, and I just went from C and went semitones up. Let me see, hold on. Let me do this. Okay, so at least we can have a piano. Now, so that you guys know, this is like very, looks like an old-fashioned type of stream, okay? There's a way how to get my regular PowerPoint stuff, which I usually do for the NEQ Music members, right? But I haven't figured out how to transfer that over to the Facebook Live, so it's kind of hard. So this is all you guys get. Hopefully I'm good enough to be able to answer your question. But let's go to the question. So you guys can see that there's the little piano here. Maybe I can make, no? Sorry, let me do this. Make it a little bigger. Okay, so let's say if we have that, all right? So here's the deal with why we do this, all right? If I was practicing my major chords, and what I always tell the NEQ Music members is when you practice your chords, first of all, you practice in three ways. Your right hand plays a chord, your left hand plays a root, and then your left hand plays a chord, and your right hand plays the root, and then both hands play the chords, and you practice them like that, right? So let's say we got all of that aside. Now, if we were to practice our chords, and then we were just doing all semitones, right? When we do all semitones, guess what's happening? Right? You're doing all semitones, but it's a little bit easier to just go up by semitones because you can almost move one finger up a semitone, move another finger up a semitone, and you could kind of figure your way out through that. So number one, that's making it a lot easier. I believe in strength training, musical strength training, whereas where you do it in a separate order, when you scatter them around, what ends up happening, it makes it harder. Okay, and when it makes it harder, even though it's easier, you're getting better results. Because guess what? Everybody only has 24 hours in a day, and sometimes a lot of people are busy. So you want to make sure you're maximizing your practice, because you're never going to get that time back. So by spacing it out, by going C to F to B flat and all that kind of stuff, right? When we're doing that, what's end up happening? It's making it harder, and it's also stretching your mind. All right, so the second thing is actually allowing your mind to have to really work hard, because the majority of, I always tell people, when you see guys that play really well, you're thinking that they can play. Yes, it may look like they can play, but the most important thing is, how are they thinking? What are they doing up here, right? They think a certain way. When you see them play and add different things in there, it's because they understand how to think. And that's what you want to be able to do, okay? So the second thing is it's going to challenge your mind. And the third thing, so there's three things. The number three reason why we do that is because it's getting your ear in tune to it's getting your ear in tune to how music works, okay? So this sound, we got to get that sound in your head, right? Without you thinking about that sound in your head, right? Because that's later on going to turn into very advanced arrangements, and there's a whole bunch of other things that I can teach you about what that's going to be. But I don't want you to be focusing on it, and I don't want it to be hard by the time we get into really advanced arrangements, all right? So those are the three things why I always tell people to do it in that particular order. You'll get the best results if you do it that way, okay? Very good question, Ross. Thank you.